Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love and Life podcast. This is episode 4. Thank you very much for choosing to spend this time with me. Whether you're listening while driving, walking, or taking a walk, or you're just simply seated with your thoughts, I'm really glad to have you here. Today's conversation is one that I believe almost every one of us wrestle with at some point in life. And today we are going to be talking about identity and self worth. Today I'm going to be your only speaker. We do not have any guests, but trust to enjoy the section. And here we'll be talking about identity and self worth. Who are you when no one is watching? Who are you without your job title, your grades, your relationship status, your followers, your achievements, your families, your husband, your wife, your failures? It's just a simple question, but it isn't always easy for one to give an answer to. From the time we were young, we were taught to attach our identity to something. I am the smart one. I am the athletic one. I am the quiet one. I am the successful one. I am the great one. Those things, over the time, those labels become part of how we see ourselves. The problem is that labels can actually change. Job ends, relationship change, dreams evolve, people leave, and even people change. Success comes and go. If our identity is only built on things that can be taken away, then our confidence disappears, whether life changes. That's why so many people feel lost after breakup, after losing job, after losing loved ones, after graduation or a failed life experience. Not because they have lost everything, but because they lost the thing they thought defined them. Now let's talk about self-worth. Self-worth is different from self-esteem. Self-esteem often depends on how well we think we are doing, while self-worth is recognizing that you have values simply because you exist. Think about that for a moment. Your worth isn't something you earn. It isn't a reward for perfection. It isn't determined by how productive you were this week. It isn't measured by what you have in your bank account. And it isn't measured by likes, comments, applause, or validation. Your worth is inherent. Many of us struggle because we have spent years waiting for someone else to tell us that we are enough. A parent, a partner, a boss, a teacher, your friends, or even social media validation. But external validation is actually temporary. It feels good for a moment. Then we are searching for the next compliment, the next achievement, the next milestone, the next person to tell you that, yes, you have been doing well, or the next reason to believe you are worthy. And trust me, that's an exhausting way to live life. Here is a question I did like you to think about. If every title you have disappears tomorrow, what would you be or who would you be? Not what you do, who you are. Maybe you are compassionate, maybe you are resilient, or maybe you are even generous, or maybe you're curious. Maybe you're someone who keeps going when life gets difficult. Those qualities matters far more than any title because titles can be given. Character is built. I have learned that discovering your identity isn't about becoming someone new. It's about uncovering who you have been beneath all the expectation, comparison, and even your fears. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to fit into other people's identity or true definition of success that we forget to ask ourselves who we truly are or what truly matters to us. Comparison make us question ourselves, but comparison is unfair because we are comparing ourselves behind the scenes to someone else highlight reels. We don't need to become someone else to be valuable. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable, and you do not have to prove yourself worthy or what every single day. You already have it. If you're struggling with your identity or your self-worth, here is a few things that might help. First, spend time alone. Not because isolation is healthy, but because silence helps you hear your own voice instead of everyone else's voice. Second, pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Would you say those same words to someone you deeply love? If not, don't say them to yourself. Third, celebrate every little progress instead of perfection. Growth is rarely dramatic. Most of the time, it's small decisions repeated consistently. Finally, remember that your mistakes are experiences, not definitions. You are not your worst day. You are not your biggest failure. You are not every negative options or opinion someone has ever had about you. There's so much more than that to you. As we wrap up today's episode, I would want to leave you with these thoughts. Your identity should be rooted in your values, not your circumstances. And your self worth should never depend on how loudly the world applauds you. You are allowed to grow, you are allowed to change, you are allowed to outgrow the old version of you. And yes, through all those seasons, your value remains. Thank you very much for listening to episode 4. If this conversation resonated with you, I did love you to share with someone who might need a reminder that they are enough, even in every season of uncertainty. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and remember your value isn't something you have to earn, it's something you carry. Bye.